Welcome back. Today's video is shot in Greenwich Village along a nice empty street next to a park. Beautiful fall colors here today. But I wanted to touch upon the idea of spending either $650 or $65,000 on a turntable. In my role as a stereophile reviewer, I'm really lucky I get to review insanely priced gear, and I review for Analog Planet. And you can get a turntable that is just a fine machine for $200. The U-Turn Orbit turntable is well built, it's lightweight, and it does the job. How long that table will last, I don't know, because it's made out of very light materials, but it won't eat your records. The problem with some really entry-level budget turntables is you can't set them up infinitely. They don't have all the adjustable parameters you need to really correctly read the information in the groove. Typically, you cannot set the vertical tracking angle, which is the relationship between the tone arm and the platter, which should be level, generally speaking, and you cannot correct azimuth, which is the degree to which your cartridge is also parallel and square with the surface of the record, without even getting into the whole angle of the cantilever and all that stuff. So you give up those things with entry-level turntables. Even on some more expensive Rega turntables, you can't adjust the vertical tracking angle, because that's Roy Gandy's theories. You don't need to, which can be kind of a problem with some cartridges. But I recently reviewed a turntable that costs $650, the Project Superphono T2, and that thing sounded fantastic. I was really knocked out by that turntable. I've reviewed a lot of turntables for Analog Planet. I have 4 turntable reviews upcoming for Stereophile, one of them being about a $44,000 turntable from Jay Zakora. I've only listened to it briefly so far, but it is incredible. I've never heard anything like it. You know, there is madness at work in some of the super crazy high-end turntables, crazy high-end gear, and just in general. It is definitely oligarch audio, as Herb Reichert has called it, designed to sell to the 1%, designed for people who have showpieces in their home, in their beautiful, super expensive home. But in saying that, you do get something from those turntables you don't get in a budget turntable. This Jay Zakora turntable, many of the materials are made out of brass. It has exceptional isolation, because you're trying to prevent vibration from entering the stylus. The stylus on a turntable, on a cartridge, is extremely sensitive. It picks up vibrations from everywhere. And the Jay Zakora table, which sells for, I think, $40,000, I'm not sure the exact price, without the tone arm, not only comes with its own isolation base, the plinth that sits on the isolation base is another isolation base to a degree, and there is a giant station, primarily made out of brass, under the Delrin platter. Delrin's becoming a really popular way to build turntables, because Delrin is very similar to vinyl. I have an upcoming video, which will be titled, I have 6 turntables in my New York City apartment totaling nearly $100,000. And I do. I've been reviewing gear and really collecting and building my audio system since the mid-1990s. And like many people, I began with used gear. I would go to Audiogon, now I would go to US Audio Mart, and trade up, until I could build a system that was an exceptional reproducer of the music in the grooves. And that's what it's really all about for an audiophile like me, is I want to hear all the music that is in the record. And as you go up the chain in better turntables, you hear more and more of the music. And it's not, you sort of hear it, or maybe you're hearing it, you definitely hear it. Because as you go up the chain in turntables, there's more money spent on ways to reduce vibration, reduce resonance. There's resonance inside the turntable, inside the cartridge. I'm just reviewing the new MoFi Electronics Master Deck turntable, built by Alan Perkins, and it's the most neutral turntable, the most well-controlled turntable I think I've ever heard. It's just amazing, because there's almost no noise. Resonances, vibrations create noise, which enters hi-fi, and you're hearing that noise, and that's what muddies up your music. But this MoFi table, it is so dead quiet, because he uses 5 different approaches, more or less, to reduce resonance in the plinth, in the platter, in the footers, in the tone arm, in the materials, and all of that, and it's really phenomenal. But, you know, a U-Turn Orbit will get you there, but you're not hearing what's really in your grooves. But you know, get a U-turn orbit, it's like 200 bucks. Get a pair of Dayton audio speakers. I think Steve Gutenberg just reviewed them, 70 bucks a pair. Get a Yamaha receiver, that's about 250 bucks. And you'll basically have a pretty good sounding system that you can build on, that you can tweak and adapt to sound really, really good. But the more you spend, the better your audio will sound. There's just no way around it. And that's not shaming anyone, that's not criticizing anyone. If anything, it's giving you more information. And information is power. The more information you have, the better system you can create. And there are so many resources now to learn about hi-fi. Steve Gutenberg, John Darko, Stereophile.com has, you know, 50 years worth of information about all sorts of gear. It's a wonderful resource. Analog Planet, of course. And of course, the spin doctor at Stereophile magazine, Mike Trey, who I think knows more about turntables and turntable setup and turntable construction and build quality than anybody on the planet. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching.